Yeah, I approved. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Yes. Yeah, I'm doing absolutely fine. Thank you so much for asking. And once again, thank you for inviting me here onto your YouTube channel. And yeah, so tell me, how about you? How are you?
I'm also doing good. So, can you just introduce yourself?
Hello.
Yeah, can you introduce yourself?
Hello. Yeah, sure, sure. This is Nimisha Debu speaking to you from Bihar. I am a teacher. I have been working here for the last 6.5 years. And but it doesn't mean that I'm a Bihari because, I am from Kerala. I was born and brought up in Kerala. And for this job purpose, I am here. And nowadays my hobby is to learn English, and I'm a person whose hobbies varies from time to time, but this is the one and only hobby that I do have for the last 1.5 years. Yes, it's all about me.
All right, very happy to hear about you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Pallavi Dhingra,
Sure.
and I'm an English trainer by profession. I have been teaching online for almost 10 years, and I am from Delhi. About my educational qualification, I'm postgraduate in English as well as TEFL TESOL certified trainer. And I really love to teach. This is all about me.
Okay, that's wonderful to know about you. And yes, today's conversation is how to articulate quicker, right?
Yeah, if you can like
Yes.
give some light on it and
Good.
share.
Shall we proceed with that?
Yeah, sure.
So, do you have any specific questions to me? I mean, that you want to ask to me?
I just want to ask you, say you are a teacher, so what do you teach?
I think your voice is a bit low now. I'm literally suffering to hear you.
Wait a moment. Yeah, now is it okay?
It's yes, yes. Now it's okay.
I'm saying you said you are a teacher, so what do you teach? What do you teach?
My subject is social studies.
Okay.
Yes, my subject is social studies.
Okay, and which grade do you
Yeah.
teach? Which grade? Which standard do you
Okay. I
teach?
teach up to eighth standard. I
Okay,
teach up to eighth standard.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so please share
Yes.
your views on how to articulate quicker and better.
I think you are the best person to tell about this particular topic here because you are a trainer and in front of you I'm just learner out here. So I want you to explain how to articulate our thoughts, spontaneously because I'm a person literally suffering when it comes to articulate my thoughts. And it's not only about English, but whenever I try to speak out, even in my mother tongue, I just feel that I'm stucking here and there, and I just start to fumble here and there. So this is the crucial point. I nowadays I want to work upon, and I don't think that I am suffering from the vocabulary. I mean, lack of vocabulary, but moreover, it is something related to articulation of thoughts. And I have, cleared my problem with many other peoples as well. Just like this is the problem I have been suffering from. So when you suggested me this topic, I just wanted to have this conversation today very I really wanted to have the conversation today so that I could get some major points from your side, so that I could also work upon that. So please tell me, please get me through that.
Yeah, sure. See, I tell you how to articulate faster, whether it is in English or it is in Hindi. Because as if you mentioned you are South Indian, so what happens? Your mother language, as if I have so many South Indian students, so in your mother language, you generally tend to speak and go very fast. So this is the reason you say, and even in my mother language, I struggle in. So what you have to do, you don't have to speak too fast. You need to slow down, whether in your mother language or in English. So pause slightly between two ideas, like whatever idea you are given. So take a pause and use some keywords in between, like rather than like this. Additionally, in addition, however, moreover, so this will give you time to think like what next to speak up. So rather than just thinking in your mind like what is the next thing and you are struggling and you just stop. So use some keywords in between, some transition words. That's a great idea. And pause between ideas. So I always recommend volume high, speed slow. So your volume should be high, but your speed should be slow. So that will give you more time to articulate better and start thinking in short chunks. Like whenever you have to say something to somebody, you should just say in small chunks rather than thinking, I will say the whole sentence. No, that's not going to work. For example, I say, yesterday I went to the market and then I saw my friend and we talked. This is like in one go. No, you will say, yesterday I went to the market. I met a friend. We had a talk over there. Like this. So think in short chunks. That is really effective. Most of the time, the people, those who are beginner and when they are at the learning stage, they want to say everything very fast. They think fluency is when they say everything fast. But that's not correct. You have to say in short chunks, and when you say in short chunks, you are better. And number three practice, you can say it is follow some simple speaking structures like subject plus verb plus object. So these are some structures that you can follow. There are so many readily available sentence structure these days that one can follow. And after writing those sentence structures, make your own sentences with them and make those sentences that you can actually use. Don't just make it for the sake of it. Make the sentences that you can actually put into practice. So that also follows like a great pattern. Also, like following the pattern, suppose you give any point for it, then give the reason for that point and then the example for it. So that is also a great idea. Like suppose I say a point, it is I like online teaching. So reason I can say because it's very flexible. I can do it anywhere, anytime. And the example could be I can get students globally. And this is so true about my profession. I told you. Okay, so this is how you can articulate better by giving point, reason, and then example. So you have a clear idea in your mind. And then when practice shadowing really helps a lot when you copy somebody, because generally the speakers when they give some topics or they ask you to shadow themselves, they take care of all the sounds. They go slow while speaking so they don't go very fast. And most importantly, train your mouth, because your mouth is trained to speak faster. So you have to train it deliberately. How you can do? Suppose there is a sentence you have to say, I'm working over here. Now this is very quick. Now you will say it using your hand, because if you will even try to go slow, you won't go that slow. Like I am working over here. So use your hands, one finger up, one down. Okay, I am working over here. So this will slow down. Also, tongue twisters helps a lot. Tongue twisters help you to better up your pronunciation, but don't practice them very fast. Practice them slow but clearly with right pronunciation. Matters a lot. Next, one can record themselves, record in front of the camera, stand and speak in front of the mirror and observe, because we all are so smart these days that we can judge ourselves. Whatever we are speaking, yes, whether we are good or not. So you can judge yourself. So these are few things. If one will follow, I guarantee that you can be a better articulator and you won't struggle with. Especially taking care of speaking in small chunks and volume high, speed slow, and also use your body language with it. Because when somebody like this, okay, I will do this. No, you cannot continue longer. Okay, I will do this. Follow with your body language. So that will give a positive impact. This is all from my side.
Yes, absolutely. So that the points that you have mentioned here is absolutely, worth the everybody wants to get I mean fluency as soon as possible. So I think these are the major points that we all have to keep in our mind, so that we could go ahead using these uh, I mean suggestions. So in my case, the problem is not solely because of the lack of vocabularies, or I'm not suffering literally from the I mean, I can't say that it's rather related to fluency, but even when and because I have observed myself here, whenever somebody asks any question, suppose what are the different merits and demerits of social medias, or any other topic, and I just took a pause, and I was just started to think about the same topic in my mother tongue, I mean in my own mother tongue. So even at that moment I was literally taken back that how I could lead this conversation, what are the key points that I could delineate here. So even if I'm not able to delineate my points in my own mother tongue, then it's not at all possible for me to explain in English, right? So here I'm not talking about the translation part, but I know we have to, whenever we are going to have a conversation in any particular language, we have to think in that way, that means the way of that particular language. I'm clearly and vividly knowing about that. But really want to know that what are the different sources using that we could upgrade ourselves when it comes to educating ourselves. And educating ourselves is the best thing to have a clear cut knowledge about different aspects of our life, so that we could lead all the conversations. And I think my drawback is here. I'm not a person who is much interested into, I mean, watching news and to read much more. So even though I'm a teacher, but still, my area or my comfort zone has been shrinked to the academic books, and it's not at all enough for that. So I have to educate myself by watching some, television shows or news, and by reading something, etc., etc. So that's what the point or the ground where I am literally lacking. So this is the problem, I think, because even the same problem I'm facing in my mother tongue as well. So please suggest me any way so that I can. It's not more of, I mean, it's not rather related to English, but how to articulate our thoughts. And when I feel that I'm in dark, I don't have enough points to lead the conversation, then how I can balance the conversation? Are there any key points for that to, I mean, come out of that problem?
Yeah, obviously there are. I can tell you all your questions, they have a solution. So you mean to say that it's not that you're not able to translate from your mother language to English, but the problem is that even in your mother language, you do not have the thoughts. So how you can like go forward with the communication? See, I tell you something. Use the power of imagination. Use the power of imagination. This you can even cultivate in your schools also. And it's not important that you need to watch the news. I do not watch the news. I am so emotional person. If I will watch anybody murdering or killing, I will just keep on thinking the whole night. So I don't watch news just for the sake of it, because news gives all the negative things most of the times. So I tell you, it's not that. If anything comes even alien to me, I will be able to speak. Why? Because I use the power of imagination to keep the conversation going. Yes, content matters, but more than content, task completion matters. So you need to complete the task. That means you need to go get going with the conversation. So say anything related to that. Why you have to think that I don't have the knowledge how I will speak? Just before your session, I was taking a class of a student. She's in class 8. So I said, okay, I give her a speaking topic to speak about a movie. And then she was so reluctant. I never watch movies, how can I speak up? I have not seen any movie. I say, you say anything imaginary stuff ever in your childhood or so? She said, no, I never see it, how can I speak over it? She was a bit like adamant that she will not speak. Then I encouraged, then I gave her some idea. You can say there are two characters in the story, and say your own story, like like anything, you went to a hill station, whatever things you have done, just relate with those characters of the story, the actor and actresses. And then she spoke for more than 5 minutes. So you can also do the same, say imaginary things. So first of all, it you have to start speaking on the topics that even you never imagined about. Suppose something topic about, like I gave you the topic, speak about a movie you have seen. Now you say I do not see a movie, so say something imaginary. Describe your day, that you already know how to do that, but say those things, even those who are not imagining. And this you can even teach to the students in the school as well, so you can do it better. Because I can truly relate, you said you're a social science teacher, so social science teacher means learning all the points very well, so no use of imagination that much.
Excuse.
So I'm saying use the power of imagination. Imagine the things and say. So you suppose there is any topic. It's not important. You have to suppose I give you the topic. Speak about your last vacation. Now you say I don't remember. So write something imaginary. I will never come to your house to see what you have done during the last summer vacation. I am just concerned with whatever you shared with me. So write the things that the other people love to see. We live in a people pleasing world, so we do have to just say what the other people love to listen. This is the trick of smart communication. So you don't have to tell the truth whether you have experienced it or not. Start saying imaginary, build up things. Also don't say something that will hurt somebody. It doesn't mean I'm telling you, oh, you say all the imaginary false things, but keep the conversation going. This is like something practicing smart communication skills, irrespective of the language, whether you speak in your mother language or in English. So try and say something related. If you feel you are getting out of the thoughts, anything related to it will work. Suppose I have to speak on the topic clock. Now, what I can speak on a clock, I will describe how it looks like. Then I can add on any imaginary story. Once a clock fell from the wall, then I was sleeping. I wonder there's a ghost inside, or blah blah, anything related. Or though this clock was gifted by my parents or my loved ones, I always cherish it. Any related story. So this will help you to be better, and you can speak on any topic without hesitation, or any conversation can be get good. But that needs practice. It's not a one day game that you say, oh, I know. Knowing is different, practicing is different. Knowledge has no power, action has the power.
Okay, so it's more related to training our brain, right? We have to train the brain.
To be prompt.
Yes. Okay. So I have selected few questions for you. So shall I go with that?
Yeah, please.
One or two questions. Okay. So my first question is, how do you maintain the clarity when you try to speak faster? So I felt that you speak faster. So how do you maintain the clarity even though you are a certified trainer? So obviously, it's vividly I can see here, but there would be some reasons or there would be some steps that you have already came through, right? So could you please share your experience or suggestions
And
here?
see, I tell you how to be clear by being faster. That needs a lot of practice. And along with that, you need to practice the various aspects, like following your some voice modulation, some words in high pitch, some words in low pitch, and practicing proper intonation. So in this way, you can be very clear. But if I will tell you all these things, the things with so many listeners will go out of their head. They say, I don't know what's intonation, what is articulation, and how to say in high pitch, low pitch. So I tell you in a layman method. The words that are long, give more time to it. The words that are short, give less time to it. Long words means more than 5 letters. Short words means less than 5 letters. So that is the main trick to say that. That applies generally to all of them. And about this is about high pitch and low pitch. And then when you are speaking, give proper pauses. Sometimes people, what happens, see, if there is a full stop in a sentence, so you will not say there is a full stop. Through the words you are speaking, you will be showing that. Suppose I went to Mumbai, then I played over there, or then I shopped over there. Now I say I went to Mumbai, a pause, I shopped over there. So I will not say that full stop or the comma. Through my words, it should be heard. So give time while speaking. The thing I already mentioned, volume high, speed slow, following these things. And when you are reading something, follow this pattern that big words give more time, small words less time. Small words as in to, in, for, the, a, and. These are his, him. These are all the small words. Okay, now don't wonder and bring your head, oh, what are the big words and the small words? I gave a simple rule, more five for more than five words, five letters, long word, less than five letters, it's a short word. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So, my next question is, how do you process helping better articulation? And many people say out there, taking pause is actually not, it is not actually suitable for a better communication. But as far as my opinion, taking pause is very essential so that we could get a time to articulate our thoughts, and also we could lead the conversation effectively. It is easy for everybody to have a conversation, but the real essence is having better communication or effective communication. So what do you say about taking effective, pauses whenever we need it? So what is your opinion on it?
See, taking pauses is important. Even if you listen, the great of the greatest speakers, they take pauses while speaking.
Actually, your voice is still a bit low. That's why
I don't
I'm
know. I
literally
think
suffering.
now you can hear me. I don't know. With the
Yes,
network
now it's
might be.
okay.
Okay, I'm saying even great of the greatest speakers, they take pauses. You listen to any religious speakers, you listen to any motivational speakers, they take pauses. There is a scientific reason behind that. When we go a bit slow, then from our mouth the words travel from the ear and to reach the other person's ear, so it needs time for that. But if we go fast, the other person does not understand us. So taking pauses is important. Some people say not to take pause because they mix pauses with their fillers. Fillers is not good enough, but pauses are actually should be taken. Fillers means saying so they say fillers with pauses. They mix match. I have experience and came across so many learners. They mix their fillers with their pauses. So fillers you should not do. Pauses, yes, it needs to be taken, and that too with right practice, because the way you are speaking changes the meaning of the word if you take a pause or you do not take a pause. So go slow, because see why I am speaking, because you are listening. Why you are speaking, because I am listening. So we do not speak for ourselves, we speak for the other person, right? So I should speak in such a way that you are able to understand. Might be I have all the best knowledge but you don't understand, so it is waste. So I should speak in such a way that the other person can understand. So this should be the goal of any speaker. So you should speak in such a way that the other person can understand you. Okay.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. So, shall we move with my next question? And this is the final one.
Yeah, that
Okay.
will be good because I have to start my class also after that.
Okay. Are you okay with it? Otherwise,
Yeah,
we
you
can have
can
another.
continue. No, you can continue.
Yeah, sure. So, in this situation, do you find it difficult to articulate quicker? We all are human beings, so we cannot say that we all are perfect. I cannot say that I am perfect, and the same case is applicable in everybody's case, right? So even there might be some cases in which you also might felt like it's bit difficult for you to articulate your thoughts, right? So my question is that what are the situations and how did you tackle the situations? What are the the steps that you can utilize here? Utilized here, and obviously I can go with it in my future as well.
See, I tell you the situations you feel you got stuck in, and even it happened with me. I was not a very fluent speaker from the very beginning. I also learned, so anybody can learn. Then I use my confidence at that place. And it really happened with me that I also got stuck initially. I feel a bit ashamed in front of the people, or I feel, oh, I don't know anything. I can speak. So then I use my confidence. So if you don't have the words, but your confidence is always with you, so use your confidence that time.
Okay,
So
okay.
confidence is the key. Words could be short, but confidence cannot be short. Even with less words, you can show a lot of confidence and say confidently with by using a firm tone. Your the way you are speaking, your firmness should be there in your tone.
Okay, okay. So
All right.
the points are helpful, I think, and I'll apply these tips and tricks in my life as well whenever I feel the same difficulties. Obviously, I feel it whenever I try to have a conversation because I am an inconsistent person over here. So and it was really a meaningful conversation according to me, and I think the same way the viewers are also going to feel. And yeah, thank you so much for inviting me here, and it was a super conversation, and the day went meaningful for me. Yes, thank you so much for that.
All right. Bye. It was lovely connecting to you.
Bye.